A 13-year-old girl traveled alone from Ibaraki Prefecture to sleep rough in one of Tokyo's most notorious red light districts. She wasn't lost, she chose to be there. Runaways, dropouts, kids with nowhere else to go. They've been gathering in the back streets of Kabukicho for years, and nobody's been able to make them stop. The area is called Toyoko, next to the Toho building. The kids who gather here are called Toyoko Kids. In this week's Japan Today Spotlight, we'll look at who these kids are, what's really happening in Kabukicho, and why police are losing the battle to stop it. How did the Toyoko Kids start? Kabukicho first started attracting teens and tourists in 2015. It was a popular place to take selfies with Godzilla's big head in the background. Teens began gathering in larger numbers around the end of 2018, according to the Tokyo Metropolitan Police Department. Many of them were runaways. Some had experienced abuse or poverty at home. Others had dropped out of school due to bullying. Some said they simply had nowhere else to go. Some say they come for the sense of connection. There's a feeling of camaraderie, a place where they feel understood and there's safety in numbers. Some of the girls are associated with what's known here as Jiraike Joshi, or landmine girls. This is a style linked to emotional vulnerability and online subcultures. It's not entirely clear why they chose Toyoko. It's a highly visible spot in Kabukicho. As more teens showed up, the name Toyoko Kids began to spread. Last year, police took about 750 Toyoko kids into protective custody, and that area has since been fenced off. Yet, the kids keep coming back. At last month's roundup of 21 teens, 150 police were involved. One of the teens taken into custody was that 13-year-old girl who had come from as far away as Ibaraki Prefecture. Adults have been caught selling sleeping pills and cough medicine to young people on a per-pill basis. The police say incidents of minors repeatedly overdosing on medication have shown no signs of abating. Police have warned young girls in the area about men who are targeting them to get them into prostitution. A 37-year-old man who works at a nightclub was arrested for picking up a 16-year-old runaway girl last September and letting her stay at his home. He forced her to engage in papakatsu, or sugar dating, a term which means earning money by going on dates with older men. She was forced to meet 20 to 30 clients. He gave her a cut of that money. The girl's family had filed a missing persons report, and she was one of the 21 teens taken into custody in April. Police said the girl told them, "The man listened to me and let me stay at his house, so I thought he was a kind person. I didn't really want to do papakatsu, but I didn't want to go back home either. So being in Toyoko won out." One man has been trying to understand the Toyoko Kids and has gone public. We only know him by his first name, Kozo. His 16-year-old daughter, Akiko, died after jumping off a building with her boyfriend more than 2 years ago. She had been secretly going to Toyoko. It was only after her death that Kozo discovered her connection to the area. He later found this message exchange on her phone. Kozo said he was devastated by how casually she spoke about death. He still visits Toyoko, trying to understand what happened with Akiko and to prevent similar tragedies. In 2024, the Metropolitan Police Department set up a juvenile support division, which conducts patrols in Kabukicho to warn teens about the risks. The Tokyo government also opened a facility near Toyoko in May that year, operating Tuesday through Saturday from 3 to 9 p.m. Teens are welcome to stay overnight and they can get some free meals. The facility's counselors are trained social welfare workers, and they try to steer teens away from adults seeking to lure them into crime. However, the facility has faced problems, according to an NHK report. In one incident in late 2024, 2 men entered the facility and were caught attempting to sexually molest the girls. Since that incident, the facility now requires advanced user registration and limits the number of teens it takes in. This discourages some teens from seeking help because they don't want to give their names. Some of the teens say the response just misses the point. They argue that adults are trying to remove them from the area rather than address why they're there in the first place. In recent years, other cities in Japan have also reported gathering spots for marginalized youth. For example, you can see them in the Bibuyoko neighborhood around Yokohama Station. There are Toyoko Kids under the Glico sign in Dotonbori, Osaka. Groups have sprung up in Keigo Park in Tenjin, Fukuoka, and in the Susukino district in Sapporo. Despite efforts by local authorities to prevent them from getting into trouble, they seem to be fighting a losing battle. These kids are all faced with the same question: where should they go? Especially if they don't want to be at home. What's happening at Toyoko is a visible sign of something Japan often keeps out of sight: youth isolation, family breakdown, and young people falling through the cracks. Authorities can respond, they can patrol, they can intervene, but they're dealing with the outcome, not the cause. And until that changes, the same problem will keep repeating in Kabukicho and beyond. Because for some of these young people, the street is still the better and perhaps safer option. I'm Jeff Richards for Japan Today Spotlight. See you next time.